Hi, Armand here with a quick update on the Uranus station of July 29th, 2016. And what type of update should we have besides a quick one when we're talking about Uranus? A planet that's revolutionary, very fast moving, somewhat erratic, and quite individualistic, especially so in the sign of Aries, where it is stationing. So in Aries, Uranus is especially tends towards impulsiveness and quick movements. And so this week, I don't really know what to say what's going to happen. It's highly unpredictable. I would go so far as to say that I wouldn't be surprised by anything that happened this week, but even that seems like a little too much of a statement when Uranus is in town. You never know what's going to happen. It can be very surprising. Adding fuel to the fire on the day that Uranus stations, which is Friday the 29th, we have a Mars-Mercury square. Now, a Mars-Mercury square is usually kind of a verbal type of thing. You might sort of have angry words. You might kind of be expressing yourself, very heatedly. On a Uranus station, the words are liable to just fly out and be very, very impulsive. However, with Mercury in Leo and Mars in Scorpio, we're actually likely to act rather than discuss. And so I would say, for example, I'd be very careful while driving. I'd be very careful while doing almost anything. I'm not like doom and gloom about things or anything like that, but I would be a little bit careful because there's a very impulsive energy that can get us to act very quickly and then think about it later. In fact, for this entire week, for the week that begins on July 25th and for the week after, the one that begins on August 1st, thinking is liable to be in short supply. No planet is in air, and only the moon is in Gemini for really 2 days. And we really don't have a lot of air in the sky, even with the moon in Gemini. And so what happens is that we're not really so big into thinking and communicating. We're very quick to act. There's a lot of fire in the sky. There's a lot of impulsiveness. There's a lot of energy that says, go! But there's not a lot of ability to sort of step back and think about what we're doing, take other people's perspectives, to share our ideas. Even a great idea might be hard to sort of communicate into thought. You can kind of perceive it, but you can't quite articulate it even to yourself, let alone to others. There could be a little bit of frustration associated with it if that's the case, after all, because it's hard to sort of have sort of an impulse and not be able to know what to do with it. So this is going to be a little bit of a tense week. I would give other people their space, and I would take some for myself if I were you. This is the type of time when we don't want to force others to follow our agenda. If you and your friends or your colleagues are on the same page and really the team spirit is strong, by all means go ahead. But otherwise, do things by yourself and let others handle their stuff, and you guys can reconvene sometime around the second week in August and discuss what's going on then. And we will reconvene around that time to discuss the Saturn station that happens on August 13th. So in the meantime, give yourself some space, take it a little bit easy, do your thing, go ahead with what you want to do. Recognize that there's going to be a little frustration in the air. Recognize that there's going to be a little bit of impulsivity as the collective Brownian motion is very strong. We're all sort of on our own little paths, and it's just a good time to ease away from things if you need to. Jump in if you feel like doing it. But recognize, everybody's going to be jumping into their own pond too. You know what you should do? You should go to integralastrology.net and read a little bit of the website. That's a good idea to do with the Uranus station.